Okay, so just going to do a quick video for you around running and the high uptake of running that is going on. Now, a lot of people are taking up running for the 5k for £5 donation and doing then 5 nominations, and the whole group of people that I know are taking up the 5k, Couch to 5k in aid of Mercy UK, which is also fantastic. And but it's going to bring with it a set of challenges that you might not have experienced for a while if you started running again, or might have never experienced if you are taking up running for the first time. Now, running is a great activity. You know, as a kid, you probably bombed around everywhere, thought nothing of it. You become an adult and you stop moving like that very often, and you take it up again, you're going to feel some aches and pains and realise that maybe you don't move as easily as you did when you were young, and when you were a teenager, if you carry on doing sport. And things change, and we realise we've got different issues, such as hypermobility is quite a prevalent one, and therefore stretching doesn't actually have any benefit. It actually can have a negative effect. And then other people are going to feel areas that are really tight. So then stretching is a benefit, but what stretches do you do? So the first part of what I'm going to talk about is just some tips around running and frequency. Now, running is a great activity, but it is actually quite high impact, and you know, there's good research that says on one side that good trainers is the answer. On the other side, there's loads of research into barefoot running, where you know less is more, and having really minimal trainers is going to help you running. In that sense, whatever is good for you is the right answer. So it might be your old trainers feel really comfortable and you're going to keep going. It might be that you do a couple of runs, you're like, do you know what, I need to get onto that sportshoes.com and get myself some new trainers ordered in. Little plug for them, because they do great discounts on trainers and they'll deliver them to you. Anyway, whatever's good in terms of the footwear is going to be the right one for you. As the weather changes, it's gone from being beautifully sunny to a bit rainy now. Obviously then think about what you're wearing when you're running. Hopefully you're doing your Couch to 5k, you're only out for 20-25 minutes. Right now you might get a bit wet and then you'll get dry. Obviously last week it was the opposite, you might have sweated quite a lot and got really warm. So just have a little think about your kit, and if you need to, carry some water. I know it's a bit of a pain sometimes. You can buy those running bottles where you can put your hand inside. That could be useful just while you're getting into it. That's great. So on from there. So we've talked about trainers, we've talked about kit. Warming up to before you start. Now the apps themselves have that walking start. That's perfect. We don't want to stretch before we start, as in we want to just get moving, because we want to be mobile, not stretched. If you think about muscles and your other connective tissue, tendons and ligaments, think about them like an elastic band. If you put an elastic band in the fridge or leave it cold somewhere just on the side overnight, say you leave it in the kitchen, your heating's not on. If you pick that elastic band up in the morning, it's got a higher likelihood of snapping. Also, the other analogy for you ladies is, you know, hair bubbles. You play with them too much, you stretch them too much, and they wear out and they break. You know, it's the same analogy. A cold muscle, cold tendons, cold ligaments don't need stretching, they need moving. They need blood flow. They need blood going into them to get things moving, and that just helps with getting going. On from there, other mobility stuff. Say you were going to step out of the front door, we're a bit further down the line, and you go past Couch to 5k. Actually, movement warm up, steady jog, jogging on the spot, few star jumps, few squats up and down, little stretch at the bottom after a few. That's going to be way more beneficial than actually standing there doing all the stretches. You see people doing that at the start of a run, park run, whatever it is. Hopefully they've already done 2 or 3 minutes moving before they're getting into it. So stretch at the end. Cool. So we've had our run and it's gone well every single time. It doesn't go well every time. You've done your best you can that day, you follow the timings, you're building up, you're getting better and better. You need to stretch, or do you? So, areas that are probably overlooked after running. Actually, upper back gets quite tight when you're running, and if it's something new and you've got to kind of power yourself through it, the upper back's going to get quite tight. You just need a simple stretch out to the front. And to balance that out, bring the hands round, chest up, elbows back. So that's stretching the upper body. Shoulders can get quite tight, so we can just simply stretch those across and across the other side. So I'm running through these pretty quick. I'm going to hold each one for 20 to 30 seconds. That's the right sort of time for what's called developmental stretch, which is improving the flexibility. And the other benefit of stretching is it actually squeezes the muscles a little bit and starts to push what's called lactic acid back out, and that's the substance that our body produces as we're working, and that's what makes the soreness, that burning sensation that we kind of feel straight away, and then that dissipates after we've had a good adequate blood flow and you put your breathing down, because oxygen is needed to go into the body to get rid of that lactic acid. So that'll happen naturally, just we're going to give it a little push. So basic lower body stretches are a hamstring stretch, on each side. I want to get a little bit of toe lift if we can, and all the weight wants to be on the standing leg. We're not pushing this knee down, we're not trying to get anything extra in this knee other than sitting back into the stretch. So we're into the hamstring and the glute here, and a little bit of calf stretch, good boy. And then we can do the quads by lifting the foot up at the back. That's cool, that's a great stretch. You can do it lying down as well on your side, but rather than pulling up, we actually want to mobilise backwards. So I've not lifted my foot higher, I've pushed backwards here. I've not gone up, I've gone back. Trying to keep the legs, the knees nicely in line. I'm twisting slightly to talk to the camera, but I actually want to keep everything in the same direction. Hold on to something, because actually balancing on one foot after you've been doing activity gets quite difficult. Thanks, buddy. Come on, come back over here. My little training and coaching buddy, aren't you, mate? Steady, don't jump up. So both sides, down. Here we go. Which two? There. Great stretch, and I use this a lot with all the videos, all my clients, is they're squatting down and stretching out. And just a little bit of pressure, excuse me, go up to the centre, up, nothing, go to the back, good one, up, and stretching down and a little stretch out. Holding that. But as I said right at the start, stretching for you might not be the best option because of issues such as hypermobility and getting into the right position. So that's when we need to think about what other stretches can we do. So I've got a separate video for that, and I will post that after this and let you have that information.